would you feel waking up one day and your leg or hand refuses to do its normal work? What will you do if one of your close friends is not the same as yesterday? Well then, know that someone every day is waking up to a new experience and a different feeling. They say disability is not inability, and for most of the parents and children have a reason to smile. Since the invention of many non-governmental organizations and build-up of many schools for the people living with disability in Mombasa, it's the best thing that they can now access the help they need. It requires patience and passion towards it. Well, in this future, we look into the Tomboya School for the Cerebral Palsy as one that has seen the children with cerebral palsy, hearing impairment, and
by the time I was 3 years after therapy, I could walk, I could stand on my own, I could run, I could talk. But that was after a lot of speech therapy. I used to go for therapy twice a week and do other activities like chiropractor, who aligns your back, and I would do swimming, hydrotherapy and all that. And by the time I was a teenager, I was very good. I could go alone and do my things independently. I live a near normal life. That's what they call it, a near normal life. I don't know why, but to me it's normal.
What is cerebral palsy? Here is Dr. Augustine enlightening us about it.
Cerebral palsy is a neurological condition or a developmental condition. It actually is caused by the first one is about muscle tone. So Tony has a problem with muscle tone. His muscle tone is low, abnormally low. We call it hypotonia. So basically what we do, we train them on developmental milestones. So we actually prioritize our objectives. We start with the very basic ones, downwards. So here, I'm normalizing my muscle tone to actually bring it to near normal.
According to the headmistress, Gertrude Kisaka, the school is now managing 102 children with different disability challenge are fully attending classes and learning. Not only do they give the curriculum studies, but they also give them basic education and help them to...
Okay, I'm Gertrude Kisaka, the head teacher of Tomboya School. And here we deal with children who are married to handicap. But in most cases, it is a cerebral palsy which is combined with some other disabilities. That's why we say they are married to handicapped. Yeah, and some are severe cases, moderate, and married. But we all have them here. Okay. Yes.
So in that case, how many cases have you recorded here in the school, or how many of them are you having?
Right now we have 102. the cerebral palsy learners. And we can see it is quite a big number, because housing them and taking care of them is not easy. But because we are trained and we have the passion for that, still we are assisting them.
Are you getting any help from the county government and the national government?
Yes, we get the help from the county government. Some of the workers are seconded here from the county government. And also, sometimes when there is poor, the assistance from the poor. I can say that's the assistance we are getting from the county government. They are supportive. And then to the national government, they are very supportive, because even we teachers, we are under the TSC. And remember, TSC is under the Ministry of Education. So we are paid by the government. And also we get a small grant, which we assist them to pay some workers. Although it is not enough, but we are grateful for their assisting us.
Office that coordinates special needs education and disabilities in the county. In this office we assess all types of special needs and disabilities. We assess disabilities of hearing impairments, visual impairments, physical impairments, mental retardation, learners who are emotional, behavioral disordered, deaf-blind, multiple disabilities, and the others that come with along with those disabilities.
Some cases which are coming up, so we can't really say that we are only having cerebral palsy. We have some cerebral palsy, but they have some characteristics of autism, so we can't refuse them. So we still keep them here. Some have characteristics of mentally, we still keep them here. Some have characteristics, or some have hearing problem, but we still keep them here because they are cerebral palsy. That's why I said cerebral palsy is a combination with some other disabilities.
What are some of the challenges that you're facing living with these children here?
The challenge right now, in fact, I can say it is the big challenge we are facing right now, it is transport. Because it is a day school. And bringing these children to school is not easy using a public means. Some of the children are big, or they have grown big, they cannot carry them. So right now, not all learners come to school because we have a bus here, but it has some mechanical problem. So we are in the process of purchasing a new bus. Otherwise, once the bus breaks down, there's no school for the students. The ones who come to the field. So it is a very big challenge. Another challenge is the feeding them, because when they come here, they stay in the corridor. So they need to eat, because they arrive here by 7. Some even before 7, they are already dropped by their parents. And when the bus is also on the road, by 7, quarter to 7, they are already here. And they stay here the whole day. And the bus take them home or bring them in the morning in turns. To go this side, this morning, and then this side of Changano. And we have a challenge of the children not coming, all of them at the same time. So the time when they start leaving for home, the first lot leaves at 1, the last one at 4. So president was before. So it is a challenge. Right now we have a big challenge of transport.
Is the society contributing so much, or they are still reluctant?
The parents are the ones who are contributing in the society. The parents, cerebral palsy learners, they're the ones who are contributing because they are their children. So we can't say to the society, it is the parents who are assisting the school. In fact, we rely on parents.
Foundation from Netherlands was helping me with a little money, about 100,000 per year. This one is very little to run an institution, but then at least we could feel they can do one or two things and then continue with whatever.
We assess them and give them what they are supposed to get, because some have to go to school. Others need some kind of medication before they go to school. So we normally do that, and we have assisted very many of those children.
So what is the services you offer?
In the center, here we do assessment and placement. Assessment is a process where we try to determine the type of the disability of the child through question and answer method and other methods. After determining the disability, we do a placement. Placement is when we take the child to a special school or a special unit. Sometimes the child requires medication before he's taken to a school. So we refer the child to a hospital for either corrective surgery or any other type of medication for the child to be able to get to school.
Are you getting any help from the county government and the national government?
The national government funds the services of the center. As for now, we have never gotten an assistance from the county government, but of late I had a communication with the deputy governor, who we are planning to meet to see on how they can come on board to assist communities.
Your Excellency, here comes your askari.
has done over the period to better the lives of the young people that have been born with disability. And this is really a commitment that defines that disability is not inability. And therefore mine is to congratulate you and say that we should have come earlier. But Swahili nasema bora ufike, chelewa ufike. We in the county government have a scholarship program. We have targeted a lot more the young people, but for this particular case, we want to work with you. So you select a few teachers, search for a college, give us the documentation, and the county shall immediately pay for training of your teachers so that they can handle things like speech therapy and the other programs. We see the children here, but I want each one of us to put ourselves in the parents' shoes, because the people who suffer more is actually the parents, and more particularly those that are not well to do. Because first of all, you have to go and look for your livelihood, to feed your children, to send them to school. And in a case where you have a children or a child that is disabled, it gives you a great challenge whether to go out and work or look after your child. So it's a huge challenge, and therefore this center means a lot to the society.
Unaona mtoto uko sawa lakini intellectual challenge. Unaweza mwambia kitu sasa hivi kidogo hivyo, umuulize nimesema nini? Nasema sijui. So those children are intellectual challenge, but mumejionea they can perform. Umeona kazi zao za mikono. That is a vocational class. Kwa maana tunasema tuongeze juu, tuwe na a bigger vocational center, more classes, so that we have. Lakini unaona space yenyewe ni ndogo. Hatuwezi kuexpand juu. Na ground hatuna. Sasa nashukuru Bwana Joa amesema tuone tuta expand vipi. Changamoto kubwa tunapata ni kuwa hatuna walimu wa kutosha Mombasa yenyewe. Kama specialist wa speech therapy walikuwa wawili, mmoja amekwenda Nairobi na mmoja yuko kwa county government. She's not practicing. And speech therapy haifundishwi Kenya, inafundishwa Uganda, I think Tanzania, and in UK. Nashukuru Bwana Gavana amesema atanipatia staff wangu scholarship ili waende kusoma. Pia changamoto ni kuwa wazazi wengine hawana uwezo kufundisha watoto wao kusomea hizi kazi, kwa sababu ni pesa nyingi. Kwa hivyo hiyo pia ni changamoto.
Therapy is very, very important. Therapy will help that child develop milestones. If that child cannot sit, or cannot roll over, or cannot stand, or cannot walk on his or her own, therapy will help that child walk or do something at least on his or her own.
There is an assessment center where they determine the case of the child and direct him or her to the treatment. During this process, they are able to group them and send them to the specified treatment and classes. Classes begin with the foundation, where they are introduced to charts and diagrams as their first class.
As come up, very many children have been brought for assessment, and we are happy. It is not like those days when the cases are just few. Now we have cases that we can say this work that is taking place. Although we cannot really say that we have covered all areas, we still have a number of children still hidden in the community due to lack of awareness and issues to do with poverty also.
Do you think that poverty is also contributing to this with those children with disabilities are still locked down?
Yeah, poverty is one of the issues because the management of children with disabilities is expensive, and majority of those parents are poor, so they cannot be able to manage each and everything. Sometimes there are cases where they cannot be able to come for assessment because they even do not have that transport. And that is why we go to the communities to do that for them. So poverty.
So we can speak to the society, take the parents who assist in the school. In fact, we rely on parents who will wish us and to us to run the school. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your call to the national and the country government?
And they should know that we have more needs here. They should support us more. We are appreciated and supportive, but we want more. And they should keep on coming to see how we are faring on. Yeah.
Is when I retire, who will continue with the services. That is something I've wrote several letters to the authority, but I've not got any response.
This story has been narrated by Brani Skeleton, Baraka FM.